to show you one of my favorite breakfasts that I actually haven't had in a while. I saw some walnuts in my fridge yesterday and was reminded of these and thought it would be something really good and really simple to show you. You might have heard of the pancakes that are just like an egg and a ripe banana. It's like, oh, like it magically turns into pancakes. Um, I think that is a really good concept, but on its own, tastes like an egg and a banana. So I'm going to show you just a couple changes that I make to make something that's really customizable and a really good kind of like single serve quick breakfast. All right, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Trying to find a better option for audio, still working on that. But so to start these, I'm going to take a nicely ripe banana. It doesn't need to be quite this ripe. It can be a little more if you want. The difference basically will be, this is what's going to give the sweetness to it, and also a stronger, the more ripe, the stronger the banana flavor will be. So I just got one banana, and I have one egg. So first thing though, actually, make this a little easier, I'm going to just mash the banana up. Alright, all mashed up. On one side of the bowl, I'll put the egg. And then just to get a head start, I'll scramble the egg by itself. And then I'll start to mix the banana into it. So smash this around, get it nice and incorporated. And so now, like I said, I've seen recipes that are just this. This is it. And it does it. It cooks up kind of like a pancake. But it tastes like eggs and banana. So, alright. So, nice and mixed together. Now, what I'm going to do is add some oats. So I just have some regular oats here. I really don't measure this. I just do a palmful. So about that, I mean that's probably 2 to 3 tablespoons, to be honest, but give or take, it doesn't have to be perfect. So these oats are going to soak in, and they'll add a little bit of body to the pancake, and also give you a little extra fiber and just make it a more overall kind of healthy thing to eat. So I've got that. The other thing, let's do this first. Gonna do a little vanilla. This is probably about a half of a teaspoon. I really just do a little splash. A little splash. Might have been a little more, but that's okay. And a little bit of cinnamon. So cinnamon, I mean, you can put, go a little crazy if you want. If you want cinnamon banana pancakes, which is good and delicious. Even if you don't want these to be like a cinnamon centered or flavored pancake, I still think putting just a little bit in helps sort of round it out and take it further away from egg and banana flavor and make it feel like a more all-encompassing breakfast pancake. Additionally, you don't have to add these. I'm just going to add some walnuts, maybe a quarter cup here, or, I mean, as much as you want. I mean, the other thing that would be really good here would be like pecans. I just happen to have walnuts. I'm going to roughly chop them. You could probably even just break some up with your hands. So again, all of these things that I'm adding kind of give a little extra body to the pancake and take it further away from just being a plain egg. So that's good. Do that. Alright. Did our vanilla, cinnamon. I think the oats, vanilla, and cinnamon are the biggest key to kind of make your base, and then you can go from there and do whatever you want with it. So, hanging out. I'm going to let this sit for a few, and I'm going to start making like a berry topping. So like I said, I'm gonna cook down some frozen blueberries to put on top. I mean, you can just do maple syrup, whatever you like on a pancake. I always have a lot of frozen fruits in my fridge and my freezer. So I'll just show you kind of a quick way, like you really can just cook some down in a pan with a couple other things and make like a really nice topping for something like this. So let's do that. Okay, so I have a pan here that's just starting to warm up, kind of on medium heat. I'm going to do frozen blueberries. Dump some of those in. Don't have to go too wild. Again, this is going to make a serving for about, one person, so adjust as needed. And that's the thing. I mean, the way I've always seen it is, one banana, one egg makes about 3 small pancakes, enough for me. And you can just double that recipe or triple it for however many people that you have. So, frozen blueberries are going. I'm also going to add the little bit of maple syrup that I have left because I was going to put that on anyway, but I'll use that. Depending on your frozen fruit, you might want to add just a little bit of sugar, but I mean, you likely won't need to. That is your call. I'm just going to do this because the flavor will be good in here anyway. So, little maple syrup. And again, something else that I really think just helps round it out and make it feel like something you might get in a restaurant. A little more vanilla. That's perfect. And actually, if I thought ahead, I might do that at the end after it's mostly cooked and stirred in, but we'll survive. Alright, so gonna let this warm up and start kind of bubbling and come together. While we're waiting, here's my cat. Her name is Bindi. Alright, so you can see things are starting to get bubbly here. Basically, just kind of keep that on medium. You can lower it down a little bit if it starts getting too crazy. I mean, you don't want any of the sugar, you don't want any of it to burn really before it breaks down. So give it a few, the berries will start to kind of break open, and really it'll start to kind of thicken on its own. Alright, so at this point you can see that the sauce is starting to thicken, so I'm just going to go ahead, shut off the heat. As this starts to cool down, it will continue to thicken a little more. Something else that would probably be really good in this, if you wanted to go that way, would be a little bit of lemon zest. Lemon zest and blueberry is good. You could do some of the zest and squeeze some of the juice in there. That would be really good with like strawberries too, just as another option. And the other thing that I wanted to throw in here was I did try to make a vegan version of these. I was strictly vegan for about 6 months. I tried to do it with making a flax egg. And they didn't hold together like this egg makes it hold together. But I was able to cook them, kind of scrape them and flip them and cook them and eat them, and they tasted okay. I have not tried, but I'm definitely curious how they might be with like using just egg or something like that. So if anybody tries that out, definitely let me know. Okay, so I have a pan here that I've got heating up, kind of over medium heat. It desperately needs to be re-seasoned, so if these stick, just, keep that to yourself. So, I've got some coconut oil I'm going to put in, just enough to kind of coat the pan. Swirl that some. Alright, so yeah, the pan is definitely very hot. Here is the mix. Stir that around, just kind of reincorporate everything. And like I mentioned, I usually get about 3 small-ish pancakes from about this much. So let's start pouring them in. Alright, there we go. Basically, we'll just give these a few. I mean, if you've ever cooked pancakes before, we're just going to do a few minutes until they start to firm up. You'll see some little bubbles form on the top, and then that'll help us know when it's time to flip. So we'll give these a couple minutes as is. Okay, so you can kind of see some of these, the bottom has started to get a little bit lighter, and when you try to put a spatula under them, they slide around or stick together, so that's when you know it's time to flip them. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go, not too bad. A little uneven. The burner's kind of uneven, so the oil sort of goes to one side. That's why you see me always spinning the pan around. So I lowered the heat a little bit. The second side won't take as long as the first. And so just another minute and they'll be done. Okay, so it's been about 2 more minutes. I had shut the burner off and let this kind of coast. You can see they've actually puffed up quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and take these off. Oh, this side looks good. Flip it. Obviously, whatever side looks the nicest is what you're going to face up because you want it to look nice for yourself. I'm going to do this one face down. So that's it. There's that. Okay, so here is the finished product. I've got my blueberries that you can see have gotten thick as they've cooled off a little bit. I'm going to spoon some of those on top here. There's a nice little syrup that goes along with it. Look how cute that is. And I mean, I would consider this like really healthy. I mean, there's the little bit of maple syrup in here, if you want to consider that unhealthy. But otherwise, it's really all good stuff. Just because it's make it look a little nicer and let you know what's inside. I'm going to crush up a little bit more walnuts, put them on top, a little extra garnish, and that's it, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Look how cute that is. It's like the perfect little serving for one person. And let's see. It tastes like a really nice, like the oats and the walnuts in the pancakes themselves give it this nice body and like a little bit of a chew, and it comes out like this super nice breakfast item, I guess you could say. Like, I mean, you call it pancake. But the little bit of cinnamon, the little bit of vanilla, it doesn't taste like an egg. And you can taste the banana, but it's not even strictly a banana. It's just like a really satisfying kind of sweet breakfast. So this is one of my favorite things to make. Literally endless variations on it, and if you weren't trying to make a video out of it, I mean, you could put this together in 10 or 15 minutes maybe. So it's also something really quick. So an idea that I wanted to leave you all with is kind of dealing with the struggle of creating something that you feel other people have already done and have done really well. An example being this video. I mean, I've watched cooking shows and cooking videos my entire life. I always thought it would be really neat to have some sort of way to, you know, give input myself on what I like to do. But when I see so many other people's videos, I'm like, wow, they did this so well. Or like their sound is really perfect, or their editing is really good, and they know how to edit together videos, which I am still just learning how to do. So it's really easy to kind of get caught in the weeds there and wonder, like, why bother? So something that is important to remember and that I've had to remind myself is no one is seeing what you're creating. And even if something has already been done so many times, it hasn't been done yet by you. So I still think we all have something worthwhile, and if it's something that you want to create, I definitely think there's a space for it, and I think that there are people that would like to see it. So do like me and just do it. You can waste so much time trying to perfect it because you want that first impression to be completely polished. I absolutely get that. That's why this has taken me so long to have anything to put out, because I've had to come to terms with I'm just going to make something, and the more I do it, you know, it'll change and adjust as I go. So these really are so good. It's not even like a Food Network lie. They're so good. Banana egg pancakes, made a million times better. Try them out. If you do, let me know. Ask me any questions if you have some. And I'll talk to you soon. See ya.